How y'all doing? This is your average Joe Politics, week number 2, week in review, where your average Joe talks about politics. Okay, a little bit different than last week. I went 35 plus minutes, way too freaking long. So, I actually have a timer. Got it set for 8 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. I even actually wrote down some stuff so I can actually go over certain topics and stay on topic. So, with that, let's begin. Okay. So, first thing, white privilege. As you saw in my earlier video today, I went out hunting for it. I could not find it. Um, I actually had a black lady tell me that I was some privileged white guy. Now, that was in response to a post that a friend of mine had done about Milo Yiannopoulos and the UC Berkeley riots. The funny thing with that is, he was commenting on him, and he wasn't sure if he was a homophobe, even though he was gay, and anti-feminist and anti-female. So I was making some points to clarify, the difference, based on my opinion, of course, what a feminist and a female is. Big difference nowadays with what a feminist is nowadays and what a feminist was back in the olden days. My opinion, based on little research I've done. I say a little research because I don't go hot and heavy into this. To each their own. I've seen nothing but man-hating. You don't want equality, and I touched on this last week. You only want certain things. You don't want equality for everything. That's not equality at all. That's privilege. You're actually asking for privilege. There's a big difference there. So anyway, getting back to the main point of the topic is, she was telling me that women didn't have equal rights and yada, yada, yada. So me being as civil as I always am, I said, could you please show me in the Constitution where it states women do not have the same rights as men? Last time I checked, they do. So her response was to call me some privileged white guy. So I said, go ahead and answer me when you find out in the Constitution where women have less rights than men. I love the sound of crickets. I'll wait. She continued. Then she chose to post a meme of Donald Trump's vulgar language of grab her by the pussy. This meme had everything taken out of context. And by that, I don't mean by any way it was great language or a great choice of words or great actions by him, to say the least. But she wanted me to respond to that, so I did. I'm like, well, I says, your meme says President of the United States. He wasn't president when he said that. That was back in 1995. So I'm trying to keep track. I keep looking down. I want to keep track of the time. So anyway, I basically I called this black woman a racist. I says, look, you don't have the right to judge me on the color of my skin without knowing anything about me. You don't expect white people to do that to you. That'd be racist, right? But there is such a thing as reverse racism, where you actually are calling me some privileged white guy. You're judging me on the color of my skin. You know nothing about me. So I thought that was comical, and she never apologized. I didn't expect her to. I wasn't rude. I just said, you're racist. As simple as that. You can call it what you will. My opinion, you're racist. If you're going to sit there and promote speech like that without knowing anything about me, that's what racism is. Doesn't care about the color of your skin. White, black, Hispanic, skin is a color. It doesn't define you. So I'll move on to the next thing. That's all I have to say about that. I thought it was comical to share that. 4 minutes left. Milo at UC Berkeley. Okay, here's a bunch of people protesting someone's free speech. You're protesting free speech. Okay, you have a right to protest. Like I said before, with the other shit that went down, you don't have a right to destroy property. You don't have a right to assault people. When you try to oppress free speech, which is backed up with fact, you really have to question just how strong of a message that person has, where you have to try and shut it down. Think about that. Really think about that. You're assaulting people, spraying someone in the face with pepper spray after an interview who did nothing to you, was not rude, vulgar, violent, and you spray them in the face, a female in the face, I might add, with pepper spray, all because she didn't share your point of view. I think that's comical. So when you have someone who shares a different opinion or an opposing opinion, your first response is to assault them. When someone is there to speak, your first response is to protest because you don't like what they're saying. You're trying to oppress free speech. It's not hate speech if it's backed up with facts. And this whole idea of free speech, hate speech, is a joke anyway. So I'll move on to the next thing. Kellyanne Conway and the Bowling Green Massacre. What an embarrassment. I'm sorry. That is funny. When you sit there and you say, hey, you're false news or you're fake news, and you yourself are saying false things, it kind of invalidates your stance on what is and what is not a fake news. I'm sorry. That's funny shit right there. Kevin, thank you for posting that picture on Average Joe Politics. I love it. I shared it on my own page as well. That's good stuff. Keep it coming. Look, I'm a conservative, but I listen to an opposing point of view. I also feel, you know what, politics should be funny. If someone screws up and someone makes a funny picture about it, share the hell out of it. I love a good laugh. You know, it doesn't have to be, politics don't have to be hot and heavy and everybody gets angry. Keep it fun. Keep it light. Let's see. Let's see. Next thing, because I got a minute and a half left. I might go over. I'm trying to tone down how long this takes. Speaking of fake news, which is funny, on Thursday, Republicans struck down repealed a bill that Obama passed, which stripped people of their gun rights. If you don't know much about it, I'll try and post some links later. Bottom line is, I mentioned this before on my own page before I started Average Joe Politics. What happened with this was, everyone from the left was, he's not going to take your guns, he's not going to take your run, he's not going to strip you your rights. Well, pro-gun right here, status. What happened was people that were on Social Security disability, and they had a fiduciary agent, which is someone who handled their money for them. Social Security shared that information with the Department of Justice, and under Obama's legislation, because someone had someone doing their money for them, they were deemed mentally incompetent and stripped of their gun rights. That's kind of like guilty before innocent. Where did it show because someone's doing their money, they're mentally incompetent to own, possess, or handle a firearm? But, getting back to the false media thing, it's funny because if you look, I love Rand Paul because I always follow him on Facebook. He posts good stuff. This was actually from him. People were so quick to say, and this is NPR, National Public Radio. This was their headline. Now tell me how biased this is. NPR reports it as an overturning gun bill that restricted gun sales to the severely mentally ill. I'm sorry, if you have someone doing your money for you, that doesn't make you severely mentally ill. If that's all it takes to define an individual who has a mental illness, I can't imagine. I mean, these are the same people that say an assault weapon is an assault weapon because it has scary features or it looks scary. You could dress up a bolt-action rifle and it looks scary, so they say it's an assault weapon. I like to say every weapon I buy is a defense weapon. You know why? I don't plan on using it to assault anyone. I don't think anyone has that intention. So it's comical. These Democrats are coming up with terms and severely mentally ill because they can't do their money. Think about that. That's horrible. Okay, so let's see. Kevin, I did want to respond to you. You did ask me. I can't find it anywhere on my activity log, and I don't know if it's because I'm looking on my page, but I wanted to let you know I haven't had a chance to look at it yet. Kevin asked me My thoughts on the Senate voting to kill the Dodd-Frank anti-corruption rule. I haven't had a chance to look at it. I am going to look at it. I will comment on my page. I might even mention it in next week's video. But listen, I want you guys to keep this kind of stuff coming. If you want me to discuss something in a video, if you want my thoughts on anything, post it to the page. And if I can find it, I'll comment on it. If I remember I saw it and I can't find it, I at least found the article. I know it was from Huffington Post, so I'll take the time. I'll read the article. I got to look at the government website to read the legislation of the bill, which is always fun. But I do try to my best to know all the facts before I make any comments on it. But I will look at it, Kevin. I didn't forget about it. I just can't find it. But I found the article anyway, so I will look at it this week. And I guess that's really all I have to say is, again, message me if you want me to look at something. If you want to remain anonymous, send me a message. That's fine through the Facebook. I reserve the right, however, to share who asked the question. But usually I can tell you that if someone wants to ask something, if you're concerned, your friends might be like, I can't believe you asked that. I don't care. I mean, freedom of speech. I don't care how horrible of a question or how great of a question is. If you want me to talk about something, let me know. Put it on my page. You shouldn't be embarrassed to ask a question. If you want to talk about a topic, post it on my page. I'll talk about it. I love talking about politics, even if I'm wrong, even if I'm right. Knowledge is power. It's kind of what the whole page is about. Talk about things. Again, so many people are getting butthurt and getting upset. People are getting offended. I don't get that whole thing of being offended anyway. I'm offended because you used your free speech. Okay, that's very that's very childish. I'm sorry. I'm going to call it for what it is. You can be an adult. You can be civil. You don't have to sling insults like this person did this week and said I was some privileged white guy who knew nothing about me. But I'll tell you a little bit about me. Most of you know about me. My family didn't grow up rich, but you know what? My money does not define an individual. My parents raised me right. My parents raised me and my brothers and sisters right, who taught, human life matters. It doesn't matter the color of skin. Human life matters. And these are things that anybody should be taught, So, trying to think. I think I covered everything. I hope I did all right. And I didn't keep the video super long. I tried to keep it short. I will be on next week. And listen, appreciate the comments. Keep things going. Keep things moving. Keep talking about stuff. It's really not about being right or wrong. Share knowledge, share fact. And if you don't know something, don't be embarrassed to say, I don't know shit about it. I did that with climate change. Kevin and Kelly, I'm still researching what you gave me. Thank you for giving me the info. Don't be ashamed to ask for information if you don't know about it. Don't be quick to dismiss it if it's from a left-leaning website, or don't be quick to dismiss it if your side of the aisle says, no, that's not true, that's not so. Look at everything. Question everything, even from your own politicians. Even I voted for President Trump. I'm going to be watching what he's doing. The Kellyanne Conway Bowling Green massacre. Okay, that's hilarious. Luckily, no one was actually hurt. In that it's false, but still good stuff. When people make a mistake, want to hear about it. Just because I voted for him doesn't mean, oh hey, he shouldn't be held accountable when he messes up. Absolutely, he should. Everybody should. That's what's great about freedom of speech. So keep it real. Be civil with each other. If you want me to discuss something, post it on my page. Clearly, I'll try to find it. If you do post something to my page, I guess for now, because I don't know how I'm not seeing it. I saw it earlier when Kevin posted it about the about the Dodd-Frank thing. That's how I remembered it, and I looked it up, and I looked at your page, Kevin. Thank you for posting on your page as well. I looked it up. I'll comment on it later. Probably not today, but I will look at it this week. I will get back to you on that. If you want me to discuss something, post it. Let me know you posted it. Just drop a line on Your Average Joe Politics. Say, hey, I posted this, and share a link. And I'll go on and comment. I don't care. I'll talk about anything. It doesn't matter if I'm right or wrong. If you want my opinion about it, I'll gladly share it. That's what's great about, freedom of speech. I can keep it civil, and I hope all the rest of you guys can too. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. Go Patriots. I hope they win the Super Bowl. I think they will. So Goodell will have to give Tom Brady his Super Bowl ring. the comedy in that. Dan, I know you're out there watching Super Bowl, you lucky bastard. Be safe. Everybody be safe. Be kind. Don't be rude to other people. Use common sense. Anyway, that's all I got. Until next weekend. I'm not sure if I'm going to do next weekend's video on Saturday or Sunday. Sunday seems like I have more time usually, but I wanted to get this out today anyway because I did Saturday last week. Love to hear your comments. Love to hear your thoughts. I'll see you all next week. Have a good night. Thanks for watching. All right. Bye-bye.